Hello everybody, my name is Bertrand Dory and I welcome you to Design Your Dream Life. In the next hour or so, I am intending to inspire you to take action and the next step in designing the life of your dream. So sit back and relax and enjoy. Hello everybody and very welcome. Oh, what a lovely day, a lovely weekend and lovely everything. It is so true, and that's my experience more and more, and I'm more and more aware of this, that the words from Wayne Dyer are really resonating with me. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And it is really something very profound, and I think that depending where we are on our journey, this simple phrase means so many different things. And I guess that I am at this part of this journey where I can find beauty, I can find magic, I can find everything I want, whenever I want. It doesn't always mean that it is what I'm expecting that's coming here, because I think that's where people are getting a little bit stuck, because they're expecting something and suddenly it doesn't come, and they're forgetting to look at the real beauty that is always here for us, at the real magic that's always here for us. I was this weekend with a friend of mine, and it was completely unexpected. So we did not really plan anything. I did not even know that she was coming over, and well, we had a couple of hours just for me to show her the city and to make her experience a little bit what my city of Dublin has to offer. Okay, so we were playing tourist. Okay, I have to say this. And it was kind of funny because when you're living in a city and you're not playing tourist, you kind of take it for granted. But suddenly, when you have to show somebody else what you have every single day around you, suddenly you change the way you look at things, and the things you look at really change. And we had this magnificent sky, these colors, this vibrancy of the greens and everything that was just jumping up at me without me even knowing it before. Okay, of course, I am kind of very aware, and I kind of really like the good things, and I like being out there and being open to every magical thing but possible. But this just taught me that maybe even if I am this kind of aware person, that sometimes I'm still clouded with other things. Maybe I would love to live in another city. Maybe I would like to live in another part of the world. Maybe, you know what, there are still things inside me that I'm not fully happy with. But suddenly you are with another person like this, and everything jumped out differently for what you're looking at. And that's really the beauty of learning and being aware of this. And then suddenly being aware that, wow, there's beauty everywhere around us. At every moment around us, there is beauty, there is incredible things happening that we don't even know is happening. At this very present moment, and you probably heard this, but it's not bad to hear it again, oxygen is being created at a massive scale just to support you and me and another 7 billion people, but it's really just to support us. Water is being created in the clouds so that we can have rain, so that we can get water to drink. The sun is doing its magic by providing us with the heat we need and the photosynthesis, another difficult word for me to say, that we need in order to have all this magic happen. Grass is growing so that we can experience this. Vegetables are growing. Everything is happening at this moment, at this very moment on this planet, at a scale we can't imagine, at a scale we can never ever reproduce, even with our highest and most intelligent technology. And we take this for granted. And we look at our poor life, and we are looking at this small thing that's happening, which is big for us. And I'm not putting this down. And I know that when you are in the middle of something that is difficult, something that is hurtful, when you are in the middle of pain or suffering or an illness or being broke or not knowing what will happen tomorrow, I know this. I was there. And I know how difficult it is, how scary it is. But I want you just to focus on something else for the moment. Because the real truth is that most of the things that is happening in your life are simply the result or the consequences of some of your thoughts. There are things you were thinking at a given time that simply came into your life. There were things that you were thinking about yourself, about what you deserve, about how you would like to connect with other people, about how maybe you wanted to connect with your parents at a given age, that are still coming back and is manifesting in your life today. But the only truth that we have here is that the world is happening currently to support us. Everything that's happening around us is here to support us. Everything that's happening around us is here to support us. And we should just think about this sometimes. Think about it, enjoy it, embrace it, and be in this world. Because that's the truth. And suddenly we realize that everything is flowing, everything is happening. And suddenly we realize that every little insect, every little thing that is happening in a chain here of events that is so massive that it takes us 20 years on sitting on a bench of a school just to scrape the surface. Because there's far more magic that we don't understand. And that's the world of quantum physics currently. And we are doing this and we're feeling sorry for us. But what if this is all an illusion, what you created? What if you start to shift your thinking and start to see abundance, beauty, laughter, magic everywhere in your life? Every little moment, every little second is another second of magic. What if this is happening now? What if you can shift this now? Then you look at your life and again, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. If you change the way you look at your life will change for you. And it will change after in not only in the way you perceive it, because that's the very, very first step, but also in the way you will live it, experience it, and how it will unfold for you. Because there's nothing you can do except having the vibration or becoming the person who will have all you desire. That's your only job. That's my only job. I'm not saying it's easy. I am still every single day. And I think every teacher in this area of personal development is going through this. And it's not we went through this, we had our breakthrough, we were suddenly awoken, suddenly we were inspired, and life just happened to us. No. I am interviewing a lot of people. I am hanging out with a lot of people in this domain. I am talking with them personally about their lives. And it is for everybody. There are ups and downs. There are challenges, even after 10 years doing this. And it's still an everyday task. But we are spending our life, sometimes going to work, sometimes struggling, sometimes being stressed all the time to earn a living so that we can live a life, and then we can't live the life because we are too tired, because we are still stressed, we are still wired up, we are still confused, we still have all these things in our life, in our mind, and we don't know where to go with this. And we don't want to take these 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes a day just to work on becoming who we want to become. The people who succeed or break through understand this. And what I would like you to understand is that everything is possible for you. But for a while, for a short while, you may need just to do this. You may need just to be more conscious about doing it. You may call it work, because you're working on you. And there's nothing more beautiful than working on us. Okay, so I was just really wanted to do this because also I have today an amazing guest. He's Italian. He wrote a fabulous book called The Angels of Transparency. And it is so beautiful to be listening to not only to his accent and his voice, of course, which are beautiful and full of sunshine and full of authenticity. He is really amazing. And it's my privilege to introduce you to this person because he will change a little bit your perception about what life is. And of course he's going to talk about angels because he is seeking their help every single day because they are here for him and they are here for you too. So I would like after this break to welcome Gaetano Vivo, who swims with the dolphin, who is really completely connected to the magic of life. See you after this.
You're listening to Law of Attraction Radio Network, enhancing the well-being of millions of listeners worldwide. LOARadionetwork.com is heard through 25 different internet radio stations, as well as iTunes Radio, Stitcher.com, and our mobile apps. The Law of Attraction Radio Network, your trusted source of daily inspiration at LOARadionetwork.com.
You're listening to Design Your Dream Life. I am Bertrand Dory and I'm welcoming you back to the show. So welcome back to the show, and now I have the privilege to have Gaetano Vivo with me. Hi Gaetano, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. Thanks.
It's so lovely to hear a beautiful Italian accent here on this show.
Thank you.
It is really, really nice. So Gaetano, you are currently living in England and in Italy as far as I guess. So how do you like the English country and the weather?
Well, I love it actually. I'm Italian and I'm actually from the south of Italy, but I have kind of lived in England for the past 22 years, and I just love it. I mean, I think I have an English heart, and I've been in Great Britain for many past lives. So actually, I feel more English than Italian.
Okay, that's really, really good. The good news is that you didn't lose your beautiful accent, which makes put a little bit of music in the word that you're saying, and that's really beautiful. So, so Gaetano, can you tell us a little bit about you and what you are doing currently in your life?
Well, actually, at the moment I'm in the UK because on March 20th, which is in 5 days' time, my new book is coming out, and therefore I'm here for the launch, and I'm here to promote it, and that's why I'm actually here tonight. I live between England and Italy. I do a lot of inspirational work. I actually teach Reiki all over the world, and I've been teaching for the past few years angel work as well.
Okay, yeah. And so when you're saying that you are teaching Reiki across the world, is it that you have a special way of using Reiki to help people in their healing, or?
Well, Reiki is special to any person in the sense that the basic of Reiki is the same for every schools. But then, of course, every Reiki master put a little bit of his learning and his inspiration into the teaching of Reiki. So lately I've been teaching Reiki, you know, as usual, but I mean, I have changed inside myself. I've been teaching Reiki for the past 15 years, and have many clients and many students. But because then we are evolving beings, therefore also my Reiki tuitions are evolving.
Yeah, which makes sense, but it's quite fascinating because for me it was Reiki is still a mystery, and the way that healing is really working on us without the touch even is just amazing.
Yeah.
So you can you tell us a bit more about your own journey and how you came to understand more about your gift, about using Reiki or other way of healing, and how healing and was really a calling for you in your life.
Yes, actually, this is going to be a very long story, so I'll make it quite short.
Or you can go ahead. You can tell your story if you think that it's inspiring for people.
Okay. Well, since the age of 4, during the night I was being taken away from the angels. They would come into my room at night when I was living with my parents, and they would just take me away, looking at different worlds, in surreal worlds and new dimensions. The leader of these angels was Archangel Michael, who has been with me ever since. He's my guardian angel. Actually, he's my guardian archangel. He's my father. He's my inspiration. He's with me always, and he's the one whom I have dedicated all of my books that I've written in the past. Archangel Michael used to come and pick me up on his wings, and I remember that we would go up to a very tall wall. I would see myself in my bedroom sleeping, but my little spirit was always very curious of going with him. So up to after this huge brick wall, then coming down on the other side of the wall, I would see beautiful worlds, new reality, new dimensions. I would see Pegasus and flying around, the unicorns, and I would feel, the fairies and the other angels around me. It was like now that I'm much more mature and I'm much more evolved, I feel like I was in heaven. I feel always I've figured it out what heaven was, what paradise was, and that actually is what I was seeing. Then, of course, because of my very strict upbringing, Catholic life, once I told my parents what I was seeing because I was so innocent, that I just told my mom. And as soon as I did that, actually, they actually that experience finished altogether because, and that was when I was maybe 6 or 7, when I was starting going to school as well. Because then you get completely absorbed in that life, and you get completely absorbed or everything that people tell you and judge you and things like that. So I really had to stop actually being the weirdest one. But of course, I've been kind of a very strange and odd person all of my life. I am still, but that is another story altogether. But then, I finished school, high school, and then I went to college, and then I went to university. I have, in fact, a degree in English literature and history. And, I always wanted to be coming to England. I don't know why. I just felt like there was so much mystery about this land. And so when I finished my university degree, I moved to England. And when I actually, the first time I arrived here, I felt like I was completely absorbed again in that old energy of the angels. And I felt like all of my sensors were coming to life again. I felt like my chakras were kind of so happy that I'd been back home. And this was like 22, 23 years ago when I actually moved back here. And, and then I started my real spiritual life. One day I went to the Body, Mind, and Spirit festival in Victoria in London, and I met this woman who offered me a Reiki treatment. At that point, I didn't even know what Reiki was, and it felt like a new world had happened before me. And so I became to study Reiki. I took Reiki 1 with her, and then I went to the States, and I learned Reiki from another master in Arizona, and that's it. I mean, then my life has been a continuous evolving life. I've been, evolved over and over and over again. And then only a few years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, I just decided that my Reiki was not going anywhere. I just felt like I wanted to stop teaching Reiki because the Reiki I was teaching was healing people, up to a point, not even deeper. So I decided that I was in a Reiki 3 class that I was teaching at that time in Naples, and while I was meditating, because it was the last segment of a Reiki 3 class, which I usually teach in 2 years, my Reiki 3 class lasts 2 years. During the last segment, this huge group of angels appeared before me, and they called themselves the Angels of Transparency. And they told me that I should have stopped teaching Reiki for a while and I should have dedicated time to myself, to heal myself, to dedicate time to my inner child, which I had completely forgotten that I had. I just wanted to kind of get hold of him again and nurture and feed him, with love and, care and joy and brotherhood. And so I stopped there and I just start nurturing him, this little angel inside myself. And then ever since, my life has been completely transformed. I have a lot of things happening to me because of these angels. These angels have taught me to be transparent to myself, to be completely honest with myself and other people. Not that I was dishonest, but I was hiding things about me that, there was no need to be hiding about. And that my book really speaks candidly about all sorts of experiences I had in my past. And that is why, also writing this book has been a complete self-therapy, so to speak. And, and this book actually is launching March 20th. It's just like coming out and it's called Messages from the Angels of Transparency. And these angels are bringing messages of peace, love, harmony to the planet, but also a very strong deeper understanding of how we can heal our inner child, our little angel inside ourselves. And once we have achieved so much joy doing that, then we can heal the world.
It's quite fascinating your story, and there is a lot here to observe here. But would you say that the fact that the angels came during this Reiki class, was it did they then guide you after step by step and support you in your life, or how how, how did they support you over your journey after?
Yes, well, the angels are always kind of very supportive. They've been with me forever. The listeners maybe would like to know that we have two guardian angels with whom we are born with. They take us into this world during that, and then they change in the sense that they leave us and kind of welcome two other angels that are really kind of can help us with our lessons that we're going through the life. So actually, we have like a combination of angels and spirit guides that come with us in this lifetime and help us, kind of achieving the best that we can in our lives and actually taking us, during the lessons that we have to learn here. And so it happened with me as well, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So it means that they are always here around us, but we don't always feel them. And if we don't believe that they're here, or if we have been told that they don't exist, then they cannot really intervene, or can they intervene also?
Yes, they can. Of course, they can intervene all the time, and especially, if, for instance, let's say that somebody has an accident, like a car accident, and they don't believe in anything like that, and all of a sudden they find themselves surrounded by white light or a beautiful light that just takes them away from the accident. Then afterwards, they would believe that they've seen an angel that have saved their life, and therefore they would convert in that. Kind of energy. So I actually am here on the planet at the moment to kind of help people to not to go through that process in the sense that they do not have to have an illness or they do not have to have an accident to realize that there are angels around us. Angels are always around us, everywhere, anywhere, anytime. And it is just up to us to hear them, to listen to them, and to actually see them if you or to perceive them if we want to.
Hmm. So it means that you can perceive them really.
I can see them, I can feel them, I can just see them as I was seeing you earlier on Skype. So yes, I can just feel the energy of them. I can see an angel like I see another human being. I've got all these senses opened, and I can of course channel them if I have a message. If I am in front of an audience and there is a message that has to be kind of addressed to somebody, I can also I do also that too, because people these days need a lot of reassurance, need to actually, be able to access that energy of the angels.
Yeah, I fully agree with you that especially in these times, it's quite difficult for some people to go
Yeah,
through life, and
yeah,
for these people who are kind of not really sure where they're going, and they know that they could be more, because you said before you were kind of hiding yourself from the world and also yourself from yourself. Um, and I guess that a lot of people are in this position where we don't want to show our shadow or dark side, and
yeah.
sometimes also we don't want to show too much of our own power. And h- how can these people then find peace or get some help from the angels?
Yes, actually, I am a very strong believer in meditation. I was talking to some other people earlier on today, and people who are not really kind of prone to meditate, like sometimes we do, like we are kind of meditate like an hour a day or something. A meditation is not, in order for us to see and perceive this beautiful energy, a meditation is not like just that, in the sense that you can, you know. Strongly be seated somewhere and meditate. No, meditation is also um, looking after your garden, for instance. You can be in nature and just do like a garden meditation in the sense that even if you're gardening, you can be kind of in that meditative state. If your mind is at peace, if your mind is not thinking all the time about your work, about this, about that, but you just like relax in nature or relax during a walk on the sea or even just a walk in nature or even just dancing, that is a whole meditation, and you can actually achieve peace of mind and kind of perceive the energy even just doing those things. And it's so important, especially in these days, which are people are very much frustrated about losing jobs, bank closing down, huge corporate the corporate marketing is actually closing down, and the financial situation and the recession and everything, people made that are made redundant. So actually, having that time to dedicate to oneself is the best thing, the best healing that you can actually receive and give to yourself, really.
Yeah, I think that it's a gift also for ourselves. But you're so right here, because slowing down sometimes allow us to do much more in our
Yeah,
days. Yeah.
sure, very much.
Yeah, and when you go into this kind of semi-meditative or this quiet place, let's call it like this, um, how can you then use this time to exchange with your angels, or are you, how do what do you do when you're in this situation where sometimes you feel lost? Are you going to talk to them, or are you going to seek their help, or What do you
And
do usually?
I teach people to kind of look up to an angel or speak to angels actually, usually daily. Actually, if you are a little bit lost or if you want to get some feedback or if you want to get some insights from your angel, the best thing to do is actually relax in a comfortable position or even, in the garden. I love my garden, for instance, here in England. I have a beautiful little garden in London where I can just sit quietly on the grass and I just call upon the angels. They need to be called verbally, not mentally. So they need to be hearing your voice. They want to hear the frequency and the vibration of your voice. So I always insist on telling people that they should call themselves. I mean, they should call the angels, verbally, meaning like like something like this. I call upon the angel. Of light. I call upon Archangel Michael. I would like for Archangel Raphael to be here with me now to heal my heart. All sorts of these little things that help you to, you can call upon ascended masters, which are like Jesus or Mother Mary or Mother Teresa or Padre Pio. You can call, everything that you would like for you to be surrounded with, and make rest assured that from time to time you will feel tingling sensations in your body. You might feel, some kind of a hug or some hands on your body, like a caress on your face. And those are actually the first things that you can perceive, in spirit guides and mainly angels, really.
Yeah, that's. I must share with you that sometimes I feel them too, but I don't see them and I don't really perceive them with my vision, but I
Hmm.
feel them like a soft, how can I say this, a feather touching my skin, and
Yeah, sure.
which is nice. That's the best way of describing, because I don't
Yeah.
think there's any word here to describe what I'm
Yeah.
feeling here.
It is like a feather that is just on your face and it's a little bit itchy or it's a little bit not itchy, but I mean kind of it's like a very nice feeling of somebody really touching you with the with the top of the fingers or something.
Exactly like this. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And so, would you say that when people are in a place where they are not really feeling very well, where they are, let's say, in a dark place,
Mhm.
that this is probably the best time for them to try to connect with angels, which is probably the last thing they will think about. But do you think that this is probably where they should really go in contact with them to find more peace and understand what it is that they need to heal in order to go out of this?
Well, actually, I actually always say to people that they should call upon angels all the time, every day of their life, whether they feel sad or whether they feel happy. Because angels want to be around people all the time, but I mean, and they are always, but I mean, the more you call upon them, the more you feel their presence physically around you. So, for instance, at night, whenever I go to sleep, I always, call upon the angels of the night to come and be with me. The angels of the night, meaning that they are angels of light that are kind of protecting our sleep, and I always kind of ask them to be protecting of my home if I'm alone in the house, or of protecting of my space, especially if I'm not here, because I travel very much these days, especially if I'm not here. I always kind of call upon and tell them to protect my home while I'm not here, to look after my garden, to look after everything that is in here that I have in this house or the other one. So it is just like you should call upon and invoke your angels anytime, whether you are happy, and especially when you're sad. But I mean, if you have this kind of exercise, meaning that you exercise about calling them, then they will be part of your life always.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I completely agree with you. It's making this a habit and just thanking them sometimes when things are really good that they were here to.
Yeah, you see, Bertrand, you're French, I'm Italian, and I'm sure that maybe you are Catholic or you were, you grew up in a Catholic family. I did for sure. And maybe, at night before we go to sleep, our parents would say, kind of tell the prayers to God or whoever we believe in. It is just like that. I mean, it's just like praying or kind of invoking the angels each time, every night before we go to sleep, so that we have that routine, so to speak. So we call upon them whether we are sad or happy, which is a very good thing to do anyway, all the time.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, and in the world now what we're living, because yes, you're right. I was born Catholic, but I kind of moved away from the church in the
Yes,
last
me too.
few years,
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah,
just because I feel it's more a machine than really a spirituality. But I came back to being very spiritual and understanding more the messages of the teachers like Jesus
yeah.
and
I
other.
am, yeah, I got the same feeling. I'm maybe Catholic, but I mean, I do not practice. But I mean, I've moved away from the church completely, and I've gone. I'm not saying I've created my own spirituality, but I believe in different beings, which not exactly kind of belong to any church or denomination or tradition. They're just beings that are around me, in the spirituality field.
Yeah, completely. And I I do believe that angels are here and they are helping us really to connect with our own higher self, and that then we can be more guided in what we're doing in our life and using this as a guide in every step, but also for our own intuition.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, and it's very very powerful then. But you call your book "Angels of Transparency" or "Message from the Angels of Transparency." Why transparency?
Well, actually, this book was came out in Italy 2 years ago, and the Italian version is called "Angels of Transparency." That book alone in Italy sold over 10,000 copies, and then an English publisher took it up. But the reason I'm saying that is because when these angels appeared before me, um, it was like a revelation for me. I had never heard this word before, not used with the angels. So they told me that they were to be called the angels of transparency. I asked them why this word, and they said, well, this word is going to be. This was like around 2005, 2006. They said this word is going to be extremely important in the years to come. And actually, it is so, because now you hear the word transparency everywhere. If you speak, if you go to banking, they all use transparency. If you kind of hear a commercial, they hear transparency. Transparency is everywhere. So actually, they call themselves the angels of transparency because they want to be uh, telling the world to be transparent with one another, to be transparent with oneself, to be transparent with the people we are interacting with, to be transparent in their own job, transparent like water, transparent like like glass that you can see right through it. That is that is the main meaning of it.
Okay, I kind of understand this. So it's more they teach us to be, let's say, open, authentic,
Yes,
and
yeah,
transparent. Yeah,
yeah.
and they also would like to guide us to be transparent, but also their role to be visible to us. Kind of, no.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
So I kind of get what you mean here. And when they came to you, how come you were feeling compelled then to write a book to explain this? Is it because they kind of guided you to do this and so that they can do a better job with humanity currently, or?
Well, actually, as I explained before, I was going through kind of a crisis where I didn't want to teach Reiki in the way I was teaching it anymore. So they appeared before me to actually telling me that I was right, that I should have stopped and actually work about on myself, and so I did. And so, because the angels of transparency, the one that were appearing before me, were childlike angels, The angels of transparency is a huge group of angels, but the first two rows, the first two lines of those angels were childlike angels, and they were telling me that we should have been working with my inner child. So that is why they appeared to me, because I had to kind of heal my inner child, if you want. And therefore, once I've done that, because I have done that, then during that process of healing my inner child, they were inspiring me to write this book, and they channeled me. I mean, it is called messages because there are so many messages from the angels of transparency in this book, which is really a book about love ourselves, healing the inner child, loving then loving ourselves, and then during that healing, that process, the healing process of healing our inner child, then slowly but steadily you can actually heal the world and teach other people how to heal the inner child. So it is a process of healing and teaching, and it's a process of showing people the way, one of the ways actually to elevate the planet Earth, which is going through this amazing shift these days. And therefore, as the planet shift, our heart, our energy, our frequency, our vibrations really shifted with it.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the shift currently is quite noticeable.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that we can find a lot of people who are in this transition currently, or going out of the transition, and we can feel the overall um, more peace currently in the world. Even if we are in the deep recession currently, there is far more peace today than there was a few months ago, and
Yes, very much.
it's something that you can really feel this. And when
Yes.
you talk about healing your inner child, so what was the role of the angels here when you did this process?
Well, actually, they were very important because, as I said, they were childlike angels that really kind of showed me how an inner child should have been. My inner child, like I'm sure most of the inner child of the people who have completely forgotten about it, it was sad, it felt rejected, it felt abandoned, it felt not loved. It was small, it was not really, it was hidden away. So I called upon Archangel Raphael, who is the archangel that actually is called the healer. It comes in this beautiful emerald green light, which is the same color of the heart chakra. And therefore, together with him and the angels of transparency, we started doing a very long process of healing my inner child, speaking to him, and then I've created actually a very beautiful meditation that actually I'm going to published soon, which is about actually healing the inner child with music, with the guiding words, with an amazing journey, and then you'd go and talk to him with the angels that help you kind of show you how things should be happening in a very kind of slow and very nice and really kind of fertile kind of way, and then then you get your inner child to open his eyes eventually, and therefore this inner child kind of comes to life, so to speak, and then you speak to him on a daily basis. You do some exercise to speak to him, and then slowly but steadily these relationships start actually happening again, and you tell him why you have abandoned him in these years. You tell him why you have kind of rejected him and why you were not able to love him. And that is, you promise him that from now on you're going to love him, to accept him, to kind of nurture him and feed him with thoughts and feed his soul so much that you can grow together, and so that his heart becomes your heart, and therefore you can heal your heart, you can heal your inner child, you can heal your spirit, you can heal your soul.
So, in other words, you become your own inner child.
Yes.
In a way that you are like not like a child, not responsible, but open and completely, how can I say this, eager to live life every day and discover and have this adventure of living.
Yes, very much so. And and you do this with the Angels of Transparency, and you also do this with the big help of Archangel Raphael, who is always, around when we speak about the angels inside of ourselves, the inner child. And Bertrand, I want to tell your listeners that when they buy my book, there is a link that takes them completely to this event that I'm hosting on the 19th of April, when people that have bought the book, they can actually follow me on a live guided meditation with the Archangel Raphael to heal the inner child on the 19th of April at 9 p.m. Italian time.
So Central European time,
Yes.
which is 8 p.m. UK time.
Yes.
Yeah. Because people, a lot of people from the world are listening to this show, and so it's very important to make very, very clear about the time zones here.
Yeah.
But I think it's great to do this kind of meditation, because there's this power that really goes with meditating all together, which amplifies completely the connection that we have, but also the connection between us. And so how does Archangel Michael do to be able to help everybody at the same time?
Well, Archangel Raphael is not like he's working with me and that's it. He's not working with anyone else. So he's like a a conscious being that is with us all the time. So whenever we invoke him, he's got this ability of being with us all the time, wherever we are in the world. It's not only for him; it's for all the angels and and the archangels, of course. So every kind of beings that live in another dimension can be with us, with millions of people at the same time. So and that just even mentioning his name at all, just even mentioning his vibration, the people just get healed in their heart altogether. For instance, earlier on, I was doing another interview with people in America, and I was leading a little meditation with the dolphins, who are the angels of the sea, and I work with very much so too. And so I was doing this meditation, and there were a lot of people listening to all over America, and a lot of people have actually kind of wrote me a message then after on Facebook saying how beautiful it was to receive such a beautiful meditation from Archangel Raphael, because we were working with the heart as well, and the dolphins. They were just feeling the dolphins around them everywhere. So it is so beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful, and it would be nice to do this meditation also, maybe in a few minutes, if you don't mind this.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not? Because I think then let's say we can do this in 5-10 minutes, so people can get ready and settle down into a great place. So in addition to this book, so you mentioned this global virtual meditation you do. What else are you doing to help people to get more in touch with the help that we have, and also to get more in touch with our inner child?
Well, actually, I'm teaching a series of workshops all over the world regarding this, but I'm also producing a series of CDs, which are actually kind of guided meditation where people can just get relaxed and just listening to my voice and just feel at peace with themselves and just getting, very, very relaxed and moved by not by my voice, but the music. I usually use a composer who is a student of mine in Naples, and she's a great composer, and she has been composing music for me for years. And there is this beautiful, it's called the Chakra Vivo Healing Sound, which is a new CD that is coming up soon, and it's about the 9 chakras that we have. I've been working very much with the 7 chakra, but also with the 2 chakras, which are the angelic chakras and the archangelic chakras, and those chakras are on a very, very fine notes, and therefore, this CD is going to be available on my website, which is shall I spell it out? It's GaetanoVivo.com, www.gaetano, GaetanoVivo.com, where people can just listen to this music, and it's just like beautifully a vibrational experience. And when people actually look at my website, they actually see different colors coming out of it. When you open the website, a color just pops out, and that make sure, rest assured that color is the chakra that you need at that time in life. And then, during visiting the website, you will see different colors coming up, and that is actually it's a meditation itself. Just actually losing yourself in those colors is just so beautiful.
Yeah, that's really really beautiful, and um,
It's in
I
French. It's in French too, huh? Do you know? Have you seen that?
sorry.
It's in French. It's been translated into French. My website, I mean.
Okay, I didn't really see. Ah, yeah, I can see this. Yeah, Spanish, French. It's kind of amazing because yeah, I'm so used to swap between two languages that sometimes I'm surprised when I'm reading something in French and I don't even notice this, or in English. So it's I don't notice these kind of things. I'm more it's just so natural. But
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's great to um I didn't really understand these colors of your website, to be honest, except when you explain this to us, and now I can see what you're meaning here by the perception of the different colors, but also how it feels inside my body when they just rotate from one to the other.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of amazing, Yeah, that's great, So if you don't mind, Gaetano, we could maybe do the little meditation now. But
Okay.
before we do this, I was just going to spell again the name of your website so that people can have time to write it down.
Yeah.
So it's GaetanoVivo.com. And if people want to find you on Facebook, so they would just check for your name.
Yeah, it's Gaetano Vivo Reiki. And then I've got Twitter, which is Gaetano Vivo. And then later we have done a beautiful 3-day telesummit, which actually just ended tonight. And people actually can download with 10 beautiful international speakers from all over the world. Tonight, for instance, we had Celia Fenn from South Africa. And last night we had Lorraine Recchia, that was actually from New York. And then we had Jude Caravan, who is a beautiful lady from England. So if people want to actually kind of listen to this telesummit, which is over now, but of course they can download it in MP3 from my blog, which is gaetanovivoblog.com. And they can still join the telesummit because, during the telesummit, they can also buy my book. And with buying the book on the 20th of March, if they buy the book on the 20th of March, they will receive a whole bunch of bonus gifts to go with the book as well.
Okay, that's great. It's fantastic. So let's go for the meditation if you're okay for this, and let's go into the world with the dolphin. Why the dolphin? Because I was kind of surprised to see this on your how to say this, on Skype in your message, dancing with a dolphin or something like this.
Swimming with the dolphins, yes. Well, because I take a group of people to swim with the dolphins once a year. We go to the Azores Island, where used to be Atlantis, one of part of Atlantis, and I just, I've been kind of swimming with the dolphins all my life, and that is something that gives me great joy. I'm a dolphin myself. You look like a dolphin too, actually. Um, Yes, and so we got very connected, and whenever we are in their presence, we feel a lot of beautiful energy coming into our hearts. So I always take people. I'm going to go again on July, from the 7th to the 14th of July, to the Azores Island to swim the dolphins.
That's beautiful, really, really beautiful.
You should come.
I will try. I will try. Yeah, but I need to organize a lot of things because I am a single dad, so it's sometimes things are a little bit more complicated to do this. But yeah, I would love to. But I'm not a good swimmer, so I will need a dolphin to come and save me if I'm going down.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're ready, we can start a small meditation
Yes,
and
and I would like to know, Bertrand, how long do we have?
Maybe another 10 minutes.
Okay, so I will kind of listen back. All right. So please start breathing in and out very slowly. In, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 1, 3, 4. Start feeling start being aware of beautiful dolphins coming around you at the moment, kind of swimming around your body, coming from the first chakra and then going up on a circle situation from the second, and then around the third chakra, and then the fourth chakra, and then the fifth chakra, and then the sixth chakra and the crown chakra. And then a little bit higher towards the eighth chakra and the ninth one. Just feeling this beautiful dolphin swirling around you. Beautiful little tiny dolphins, baby dolphins around you. And while they're doing that, we call upon the angels of transparency that come from heaven, guided by Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. You just feel these beautiful childlike angels coming down and down and down, and they're just going to be very close to your heart. You feel these angels coming into your heart. They're going to be illuminate your heart. And deep down in your heart, you see this beautiful little angel that is completely unaware of everything around him. This angel inside you is your inner child. Call him. Call him. He's got the same name as you do. And see what is responsive to that. See whether he's going to be kind of waking up or he's very angry with you. See if you feel like talking to him more and more. And once you talk to him more and more, all of a sudden he will open his eyes. He will start chatting to you. You have big tears coming down your face, and the angels of transparency are helping you going through this challenge, going through this very sad moment. You want to talk to your inner child. You want to tell him why you have abandoned him, why you have rejected him all this time, why we have not loved him anymore. And see if he understands that. And of course he understands it, because he loves you. He loves you deeply. He loves you so deeply. And you keep breathing in and out. And you're feeling the dolphins around you that brings you joy, love, and laughter. And now you kind of ask forgiveness to your inner child. And as you ask for forgiveness, he's going to be so happy for you. And so you hug your inner child, telling him that from now on, you're going to protect him, you're going to love him, you're going to accept him, and you're going to nurture and feed his soul spirit. And so now you're so happy. And the dolphins are around you so happy too. And the angels are just there to fulfill your dreams of having everything you deserve and that you always wanted to live your life fully, together with your inner child, together with one heart, one spirit, and one soul. And so now you can open your eyes, feeling all sorts of tingling sensations around you. And so breathe in deeply and breathing out. You can come back here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gaetano. It was really, really beautiful.
And
Yeah, I think it's yeah. Well, I just discovered that I need to do a little bit of more connection with it. But yeah, it's beautiful to know this and to experience this. So thank you very much.
thank you.
So thank you for everything you're doing for the world, and for your message about these angels of transparency. And if people listening to this show really want to know more about this and take the healing, I can feel this honestly that to a deeper level.
Mhm.
That's a perfect book, and also to connect with Gaetano directly, so that you can see whatever he's doing, what other things he's doing to help you on this journey. So thank you very much, and I hope that we will meet very soon.
Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye. Thank you for listening to Design Your Dream Life. I hope in the last hour or so I inspire you to take the next steps in action in order to create a life of your dreams. My name is Bertrand Dory, and it has been a real pleasure. If you want to find more about myself, feel free to visit my website on www.designyourdreamlife.org. And to find more about the show, go on this website, radio.designyourdreamlife.org. So thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to talking to you very soon. Bye-bye.